Whoa, did you see that, guys? Oh my gosh. Like, honestly, whenever you're watching films and TV, don't you ever think, how did they do that? I mean, I always thought film and TV production was just lights, camera, action, but apparently it's so much more than that. I learned it's called visual effects, but people in the business call it VFX. And they have like a massive VFX department, literally so many jobs. And they all work together to create those crazy graphics that you see on TV and then merge them with the real life performances in sets and stuff. Wait, that means Game of Thrones wasn't real then. How did they even get started? What's the first step?
Previs stands for Previsualisation. It's very much like an animated storyboard. So we create a sequence in CG for the director to see and basically try a few different ideas before it actually gets shot. It's for the directors to see if it's gonna work or not. Because on set, in real life, you don't have that creature. When you previs it, you can actually plan the geography of the creature, how it's gonna move, you know, where the actors gonna stand, how they're gonna interact with the creature. As a kid, I read a lot of graphic novels, and I decided I wanted to learn drawing. So that's very much how I started. A graphic novel, just like a film, is made of visuals. So Previs is a good mix of that. It's storytelling through visual.
Whoa, that sounds like the coolest job ever. But I've always wondered how they get the animation from the rough versions, you know, the drawings, into those hyper-realistic, insanely detailed ones where you have like the bear fight in his dark materials.
Hi, my name's Dan. I work as a lead modeler in the film and TV industry.
Hi there, my name is Lars and I'm a lead rigger.
We are digital sculptors or builders or carpenters or mechanics. We build digitally in the computer any kind of object that either couldn't be real or wasn't there on the day. It could be creatures, it could be characters, it could be digital versions of actors, it could be vehicles, it could be buildings, it could be worlds.
We build a skeleton that we can fit inside this model, and we attach this model to the skeleton, and then we attach imaginary strings to arms and legs. That puppet can then walk around and run and crouch with the help of an animator.
Growing up, I was always really interested in art and comics and creatures and wildlife.
I was very much into more building stuff. Lego was a big part of my childhood. So I think that's definitely reflected on what I'm doing right now.
Modeling's a really good mixture of both creative and technical, so you could be interested because you're an amazing artist, you could be interested in because you like working on computers and you like working with images. There's no right or wrong way to get into VFX. You could go and study a course, or you could apply to be a runner. You might be going to, collect things or deliver things. You might be making teas and coffees. It might not sound the most glamorous, but you will get access to the training that's required to make that next step in the industry.
I don't really believe in skills so much. I believe in curiosity. Anyone can learn how a computer works and what I do, but it's that curiosity about how stuff works that's more important.
The best thing about my job is working in the teams, problem solving, creating things that just couldn't possibly be real and having loads of fun doing it.
Obviously, there's a bunch of work that goes into creating those creatures and environments. I don't think it happens in one day. And you can see everything happening in layers, from imagining it and then creating it, filling in all the little details to make it look so cool. But how do they even get it to combine with the real world?
VFX Supervisor is part of a film from the very beginning. From the writing, to the planning, to the filming, all the way to editing the film and putting in the visual effects. You will be with a team who will basically become your best friends. And you put your heads together, you share ideas, you come up with a plan to create something that we couldn't actually film for real. I don't just work behind a computer screen. I get to be on set, working with the director to film something that we know we can add visual effects to later. It might mean that we light it in a special way, or we have the actors be in a certain position, or that the camera does a certain move that allows whatever character or creature we're going to add in to be in the right position, or that the actors are looking at the right spot. I think one of my favorite memories on set was I got to dip my hand into this fireproof gel and got to be the hand that was on fire. Doesn't get any more fun than that. Best thing about my job is you go home and you turn on the television and that thing you worked on is now on TV for the whole world to be watching. You feel connected to everybody, to people you'll never meet or ever see, but you've affected them somehow.
So there are actually real people on set who help make sure what's being filmed is going to match up with all the VFX and stuff. Wow. It's so cool that the visual effects team gets to work throughout the whole process, from like before the shoot, during and after. That sounds like the coolest job ever. When everything's done though, I wonder whose job it is to combine all the creatures that have been created with the really sick action moves, because that sounds lit.
As a senior compositor, you will be the last person to have your hands on the footage. You are literally the person delivering the final picture. It's such an attention to detail. It's just taking the edge of what makes the CGI look fake and make it look real. It's a bit like Photoshop for video. When I was a very young kid, I would be a bit of a daydreamer at school, drawing a lot. And when I was in high school, I found a group of friends with a very similar interest into animation and filmmaking. So I started to make movies with them, and that naturally led to me studying more arts and learning filmmaking, visual effects, and here where I am. You need to be quite curious because you want to experiment with a lot of things, especially cameras and taking photos, videos, so you understand what makes a picture look and feel real. If you've done your job right, your work is invisible. It's literally the art of invisible.
I had no idea there was so many people collaborating to bring these stories to life. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling high-key inspired right now. I mean, to think that I could actually make a career where I work on the shows that I love watching so much, that is insane to believe. No way. I need to watch this all over again and see if I can spot like the cool VFX stuff that we've just been learning about. I've got some serious binging to do, guys. Talk later.